This is how you quit social media. So, I was someone who indulged a lot in social media. I did a lot of this, all right? Instagram, YouTube, Shorts, not TikTok, but I was one of those idiots. Like, people who go like, oh, I don't use TikTok, I use YouTube Shorts. Like, bro, it's the same thing. But I was wasting all my time on this bollocks. So, the way I quit was a combination of acknowledging social media for what it is, which is very underrated. A lot of people don't talk about it in this manner. And I got busy doing important things. So, borrowing from the easy peasy way, a great education source, I recommend it. The same concept from it applies. And this concept is acknowledging the addiction. Yes, addiction. This is like social media, this social media stuff. It's crack without the withdrawal symptoms, because there are no withdrawal symptoms. And there's no withdrawal symptoms when you acknowledge scrolling in social media for what it is. Zero benefit task. Okay, there's zero benefits to it, only downsides. Same thing with explicit content. All right. When you're doing these type of things, when you're doing this or watching explicit content, your brain shuts off. Okay, you're not really conscious of what you're doing. You don't actually enjoy it. If you really think about it, you don't actually enjoy it because your brain shut off. You don't get any. It's weird. It's like you're just getting the dopamine from it, but you're like a zombie. Okay. Because if you were able to turn your brain on while you're watching explicit content or you were scrolling on phone and be like, am I really enjoying this? Like, if you turned your brain on while you're doing, like, do I really enjoy this? No. What am I doing? Like, you don't actually enjoy the experience. So, it's an involuntary action. You don't like it. So, given that, what benefits are there? You don't enjoy it, which is not a good enough reason to do something alone, but you don't enjoy it. So, what benefits could there be? Now, don't come at me with education, because things worth learning are not going to be able to be condensed in a 60-second short. It just can't be, or one Instagram post. You can't learn anything super valuable from that. Now, you can learn little tidbits and facts, but you won't have the whole thing. And even if you do get a little tidbit that's good, you're going to forget it, because you're going to scroll through the next 100 posts, and your attention span is going to be wrecked. Your memory is going to be wrecked. You're not going to remember what you learned. That little tidbit, that 1 in 100 good short, you're not going to remember. You're not going to remember. So what's the point? Saying it's educational is a sorry excuse, which is what I used to do. Okay? It's not a good excuse. Now, with no benefits, what's left? Well, you get drained of energy. You waste time, obviously. You develop hyperfrontality, which is what people with ADHD have, It's like their attention span's terrible, which attention span's another thing. Your memory gets worse, you get headaches from staring at your screen, etc. It's also harder to engage with other people, because you realize a lot of introverts, I made a video about introverts, that's fake, and also people who are antisocial, this type of stuff, you realize a lot of them do this a lot. Okay, a lot of them are stuck on their phone doing this all the time. There's a correlation. You could come out with like, well, it's correlation without causation. I'm not fully convinced of that. Again, I'm not like, do you have any empirical studies, bro? I'm not that type of guy. All right, empirical studies, my balls. So this is where the second part comes in. After you acknowledge what social media is, which is a waste of time that you don't actually enjoy. You don't actually like social media, so how can you have withdrawal symptoms? You don't like it. You don't like it, so why do it? After you get through that, get busy. Start doing things that are important. Now, I'm not going to go on a rant for this, because there's not much to talk about. You haven't started a business, you haven't started working out, etc. Just do that with the time you're not spending on social media more. Because it's one of my biggest, maybe this is going to become a rant. One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing people come out here, all right? And this happens all the time. They're like, well, I don't have time to, work out. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to start my business. I don't have time to do some push-ups. It's like, bro, oh my God, you are spending 2 hours a day doing this. You're spending 2 hours a day scrolling. And you're telling me you can't do some push-ups? Really? It's not that you don't have enough time, it's that you waste your time like an idiot. Like, oh, that's a bit harsh. I don't care. All right, little Timmy over there has to hear that. Now, you're a G, you don't need to be told that, but little Timmy over there needs to be told that. All right, little Timmy, shut the hell up. You have enough time. Get off TikTok and do some push-ups. All right, little Timmy. Little Timmy. Anyways, now that part was briefer than the first part, because there's not much to say on that. I'll end now by talking about how I go about using social media, because I do use social media. Do use it. So, TikTok, business only. I open the app, I upload my video, I caption it. 5 minutes total. Most of that time spent uploading it. Done. No scrolling. Instagram, same thing. Business posts. On my personal account, I follow my family. Check their stories. Maybe they'll post something. That's it. I don't follow like 3,000 or 100. I follow like what? 19 people, something like that. All right, these people aren't posting. I mean, they probably post like once every 4 months. All right, and stories, I don't even check that very consistently. No, not TikTok. Facebook. I don't use Facebook. Twitter. I check once every 2 weeks. I use it for business sometimes. That's it. I'm not scrolling on Twitter either. Now, if you want to quit social media, these are the first ones you want to get rid of. These, gone. Okay, because these are the scrolling ones. I'm going to address YouTube after, alright? These are the main scrolling ones. Get rid of those. Now, you could say, well, what if there's valuable accounts on these platforms? There are valuable accounts on these platforms. But you want to really get rid of this. You want to get out of the habit of doing this. You want to be able to control this. So, for now, none of that. You can, supplementally use it later. Damn, I need more water. Actually, hold on. Let me get a drink of water. Now I'm going to address YouTube. So YouTube, as I said in my video specifically about YouTube, YouTube is different because, and no YouTube Shorts. No YouTube Shorts. I know some people will be like, YouTube's different? Okay, I'm going to use YouTube Shorts. No YouTube Shorts. I'm talking about long-form content because there's actually an educational element to long-form content. Things worth learning can be put into long-format videos. So, think of action like a car and gas as education or consuming content. And I used this example before. You want to move the car. You want to take action. But that's a lot easier to do when you have the consumption of education, the gas. Alright? Now, obviously, you don't want to be left with only education, only consumption, only gas. You don't want to be one of those retards who are like, ooh, I watch 100 hams of videos. Yay! Have you started a business? Did you start working out? Have you done anything? No? Well, doesn't matter, does it? You have a bunch of gas but no car. What good is that? Now, there's also the people who say, I don't consume any content at all. Well, I mean, isn't that like trying to move the car without gas? Aren't you just pushing the car? Wouldn't it be a lot easier if you just learned a little bit and then took the action? The world's not black or white, alright? It's gray. Gas and the car, the action, and education consumption are both important. You need to do both. You can't just have one. So, but you need to be very careful about what videos you watch. You can't just be watching like cat videos all day. And that's why I'm going to tell you to download, I'm going to implore you to download an extension. It's called Unhook. So what happens with Unhook is it removes recommended videos. Autoplay, the videos that show up at the end of another video, the 9, you know what I'm talking about. At the end of videos, 9 thumbnails that show up. That's all gone. You can only find videos via search or your subscriptions tab. That's it. No recommended content. So you won't be stuck binging. So you won't, like, say you want to learn about, I don't know, fashion. What sunglasses fit my head shape? Okay? Like that. Actually, should I wear some? Yeah, I'm going to do that. What sunglasses fit my head shape? Okay? Now, what you can do, look like a G with these. Anyways, wait. What you can do, all right? What you can do is, well, what happened? Okay, let me focus. Okay, so I was talking about. Okay, so what would happen is maybe you're looking for the sunglasses that fit your head shape, right? But then you get caught on the autoplay. The autoplay, like, oh, that video looks interesting. Ooh, that load, or the side tab. That video looks interesting. Then before you know, you're watching cat videos or funny moments videos. Wastes of time. So to avoid that, you just don't watch. Excuse me. You don't. Jesus Christ. You get Unhook, the extension. These sunglasses are distracting me. You get the extension, then you remove all recommended content. So you can only find. You have to be very conscious about what you're going to look for. Only videos from your subscribed channels, and search. Okay, so you're not going to be stuck in the algorithm binge watching. All right, that's how you use YouTube. YouTube is a valuable resource. All right, as are all these other platforms. They're all valuable for something, but YouTube is the most valuable for sure. So with that being said, there it is, the easy peasy way of quitting social media. Remember, Acknowledge you don't actually like social media. Acknowledge it's an involuntary action you don't actually enjoy. And realize that this involuntary action that you don't actually enjoy only has downsides. And the upsides to quitting, more energy, you're going to be less hyperfrontal, you're going to have a better attention span, you're going to have a better memory, etc., etc., etc. List goes on. You're going to get those benefits from quitting. Meanwhile, if you keep going, you'll get all the downsides of that. And why would you do it? What withdrawal symptoms would you experience doing that? It's the same way to quit explicit content. The easy peasy way. It's a way to the original audiobooks about how to quit explicit content. It's the same framework. You just acknowledge you don't actually like it, and it's a lot easier to quit. And then get busy. Get busy doing stuff that's important. And then use the tips I told you about using YouTube properly. I can't even see the end recording thing with these glasses.